In some processes, capturing data is a critical part of the process, and a record is needed. With Process Street, you don't need separate instructions and forms. Suppose that a project manager is working with a team to create a project plan. As they work through this workflow, together they can decide on the things that need to be done and by whom. And Process Street can collate it into a full plan that can be referenced in Process Street or exported elsewhere. So let's take a look how they might use it. In creating an agenda, they can click on this step, use the fields here for identifying the implementation steps, place them into the form field, move to the next step, identify overall responsibilities of the steering team as directed, put those responsibilities into this form field, and so on. At the very end of this process, Process Street collates it into a plan where each of the things that were put into the form fields are in place and provides a way for the person identified as the approver at the start to approve each item of the plan. Going to another workflow, we see now a manufacturing inspection workflow. In some cases, the data can be evidence of task completion, can be a way of getting more accountability for processes that sometimes don't end up being completed when somebody just marks off a checklist. We want to actually see some proof of that. Well, we can do so by asking for the operator to upload a photo to identify the conditions that were seen, or to identify what was actually cleaned or what change was made to the machinery. In this case here, we have two possibilities for which chute would be in place, and based on that, you would have certain steps for one chute and certain steps for another chute. And if this is critical, we would want to make sure that we have the right one. So, as a record of this, we'll upload a file, a picture of what the operator has actually seen. And in this case, what the operator has actually seen corresponds with this situation and therefore would lead to setting up the equipment for a certain product. We can also gather contact details as part of a process and have Process Street automatically forward that information to another program, such as Salesforce or HelloSign. We'll look at that on another slide covering integration with other programs.